Do you want to start?
Go for it.
Marcus, how is training and just, getting refreshed to go from Tulsa to Nationals this week?
Oh, good. It's been a really good training phase. I've just been relaxed and just focused on the goal, and I'm just ready to go.
How are you doing up here after everything that you went through in Tulsa and really over the last week or so?
I'm doing better. I guess had a little bit of closure with Memorial, and but I'm just trying to stay focused right now on Nationals, and I'll grieve and do whatever I need to after Nationals. So
yeah, what ways are kind of helping you stay focused?
Just focusing on wrestling, doing the things I've been doing all year. Keeping the routine the same, and really just coming in with a good mindset every day.
He's a killer.
How much? Do you mind if we ask you about your grandpa?
Yeah, go ahead.
What was kind of your guys' relationship like?
He was he's kind of like a father figure growing up to me. He was a man that I modeled my life after, and it was just really hard because he's one of my biggest fans. I know he was always watching my wrestling every meet, and every time I talked to him, that's the first thing he brought up was my wrestling. So it was pretty tough, hearing that at Big 12s because I knew he was my biggest fan.
Yeah, he was on the side of the family that introduced you to wrestling, right?
Yeah. Yep, my uncle got me into wrestling, and it's his father, so.
Yeah. Did he have a wrestling background at all?
Yeah, he wrestled in high school. I think he went to state. I'm not sure exactly what his accolades were, but yeah, he was a wrestler as well.
Yeah. Do you guys talk about wrestling quite a bit? I mean, all the way through high school and even now?
Yeah, every time he saw me, we were talking about wrestling, and when we were little, he'd wrestle with me all the time, so.
That's pretty cool.
It was important to both of us, yeah.
Yeah. How was he at basically like every home meet or even every away meet?
Yeah, he would come a lot, but his health started to get bad there at the end, so he would watch all the time on whatever I was wrestling on. They'd get him like a login or whatever he needed. So.
Yeah. What happened to him?
Cancer. He died of cancer. Yep.
Damn. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What's the last week been like? I guess just between Tulsa and the Memorial and just talking with family and whatnot.
It's just been busy, I went back to Waterloo for the Memorial, and then just with training, just keeping myself really busy. So I haven't really had time, to kind of digest it because this time of year is really busy and you got to lock in on wrestling. But
yeah. In a weird way, is it kind of, I don't know, having to focus on wrestling and this time of the year maybe beneficial just to keep busy, I guess?
Yeah, I think I haven't really, like I said, I haven't had time to think about it just because every day I'm doing something, I don't have a lot of downtime right now, so.
Yeah. At Tulsa, how'd you kind of assess your performance overall just, on the mat?
It was all right, I went in with the goal to be a Big 12 champ, lost that semifinals match, but I liked the way I wrestled Sunday. I bounced back and, just kind of let it loose.
Yeah. What have you maybe been working on, or how often have you actually been on the mat since then?
Often. I've just been working on just going, when I'm pulling the trigger, getting to my attacks, I'm wrestling my best. So it's kind of more of a mindset. It really wasn't technical things. It's just a mindset. Go out there and get after it.
Yeah. One of the other things I wanted to ask you about was you and Younger in the practice room. I've heard some tremendous stories of you guys practicing together. What are some of those like?
Man, Younger is an animal. He's so explosive, so athletic. So we get into some crazy scrambles and we'll go after it. Coach will say first 3 takedowns, and we'll be wrestling 10 minutes after everyone else. So he's so fun to wrestle, and he's been huge to my development this year. Without Younger, I don't think I'd be as good as I am. So I'm so glad that we got him.
Yeah. Well, in what ways, or maybe where have you seen maybe your biggest strides or improvements since you've been able to kind of practice with him and wrestle with him?
On my feet, I think, because when he gets to a leg, I got to give everything to finish it off. So I think my defense has gotten better, and as well, he's hard to finish on. So when I get to a leg, I think he's helped me improve, finishing on some of those guys.
Yeah. One of the other things that Dresser was telling us was that just wrestling with him and, everything that went down last year with both you guys at 97, just maybe you grew up a little bit in terms of just like overall toughness. Would you agree with that? Or?
Yeah, when you got a stud like him coming in, I had to raise it up a few levels. So I think just that competitive of last year helped out a lot. And then now that we're at different weights, it's really good for our team and our lineup.
Yeah. How much it seems like that toughness that you built you know, having to wrestle him off and whatnot last year, it seems like that's carried over into this year.
Yeah, for sure. You know, just the improvements I made last year, you know, in the off season, I just kept building off them. So
Definitely.
yeah.
What kind of things have you do you do to kind of help yourself mentally train to get yourself in the best position for this weekend?
You know, just kind of what I tell myself, you know, just I'm focusing, you know, one takedown at a time this weekend. So just really honing in on wrestling in the moment, you know, not thinking too far ahead, not thinking about what happened in the past. So just staying really honed in on the moment. So like one practice at a time, one workout at a time. Impact, you know, he's been working with me since I've been 18 years old. So we built a great relationship over the past couple of years. And, you know, he knows what's best for me. He knows what I got to work on. And, you know, I give 100% effort for whatever he says. So
When you committed here originally, you were one of KJ's guys.
Yeah.
And then you stuck around after the coaching change. How's the relationship with this coaching staff kind of evolved over, you know, the course of your career?
you know, it's been amazing. I really didn't know what to expect when I first got here, but I think it was a perfect fit. You know, I transitioned really well, and, you know, I'm one of the only guys left from my class. So
Yeah.
I think, yeah, it's been great.
Yeah.
Really
Well,
glad I made a decision to stay here. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what ultimately, I know you're from Ames, but what kept you around?
Dresser gave me a call, you know, right after he got the job, and kind of just explained it and said he believed in me, believed I could be a superstar, and just liked what he said, you know.